Got a Kizer. Yeah. Ooh, nice. And this Kizer Task, 3-inch blade, Nick Console is a designer. 154 cm micarta, and it's a clutch lock. Man, this is a Kizer that I have wanted for a long time, but I could never get past the price point. The price point always just pushed me off this knife. And I waited and I waited, and I just wanted to catch it on sale. You know, you can catch these Kizers on sale sometimes. And then I couldn't find them. The micarta version, they made a G10 version, and you can find it around. But this micarta version, I couldn't find. Yeah, that's a good micarta too. Yeah, look at that stuff, man. That's the good stuff. Yep, and I waited and I waited and I couldn't find one. Well, then I came across this one. Oh, goodness. Yeah, and it's got the same action on it that the Escort has, the drop bear. Yeah, wow. Yep. So there it says Task on the spine, right above the thumb studs there. Yep. Yeah. Yeah, let's get rid of the package. Got a full set of hardware here. Everything but the pivot, I believe. And then all the stickers and cloths, you know, all the standard stuffs. Wow. The Kizer Task. Thumb flick, Spidey flick, and then of course I can use the clutch lock itself. Slow roll. Yeah, it's locked up tight as can be. Yeah, man. Recessed screws, not a recessed clip, but the screws are recessed. Pretty good tension on there. It's up against this rough micarta, so maybe that'll work. Yeah, good ergos. So get a bonus check? Yes, sir. Yeah, buddy. Well, and I'm guessing the thumb stud is adjustable on this knife. See how that's in there? So it's tightened. It's in this cutout, and it's tightened in that position. So it looks like I could move that. You know what? I'm going to try that right now. Looks like a T8. It is not a T8. So T6. T6. Ooh, that's stiff. I mean, it's not on lockdown, so that's kind of a bummer because it's spinning. And so I don't want to grab it with pliers. There, it's moving. It's kind of precarious, man. See if I can get it looser. Is it more loose? I might have to grab it. That is a needle. I mean, I could feel it. I got myself twice with it. I think I'm going to have to grab it. I don't want to grab it because even with a cloth, you kind of run the risk of it marring that clip and or that button, and I definitely don't want to do that. Oh, ding dang. Try that right there. Well, it's loose now. It doesn't appear to want to move, though. I might have been under the wrong assumption that I could loosen that and slide it forward. I don't think I can. I might have to remove it now just to see. Man, dang it. See how, you think it's something simple and you go messing around, doing the old mess around. Well, it's super loose now. Will it move? I mean, looking at it, it looks like it would move. Clearly, there's a recess at the back here. It's got to be. Okay, well, I got it off, and here's what I found. So it looks the same, but you can see that they actually milled a hole there. And so it does not work anywhere but back there. Yep. Yeah, it does, see how it's sticking out there. When I get back to the back, it recesses. Yeah, so, all right. Well, now we know, right? Because, I mean, looking at it, you would think that it's adjustable along that track, but it is not. All right, well, we're all back together. I mean, I can't say I'm disappointed because it didn't really matter to me because the action on this knife is wonderful. I'm kind of getting ahead of myself, though. Yep. Yeah. All right. Well, let's find out. I wonder if the springs are adjustable, any of that. So I'm going to pull this side first and see what we find under there. Maybe. It is. Look at that. And it's on the tightest setting. And so the beauty is that T8s or T6s? T6 on the pocket clip. But the beauty is we can pull both sides of this apart. The pivot is captured in those scales, and then we can adjust this action without completely disassembling the knife. It's kind of a high-end feature. Yep. Very nice. Well, I'm going to function this without all that on there. I mean, it doesn't, yeah, because there's no tension on the pivot. And without the scales on there, you run the risk of these flying off into the netherworld, so I should probably stop that. Let's go middle of the road. I'm going to adjust it. So I'm going to lighten it up by 2. Right there. What's that feel like? Oh, sure enough. I did exactly what I said I didn't want to do. Stop messing around, dude. All right, well, let's, I want to wipe my fingerprints off the scales, the liners. Even though you can't see this because the scales be on top of it. Why am I adjusting it? Because I can. It's like Mount Kilimanjaro, man. It's like, well, why'd you climb it? Because I could. Yeah. Yeah, there wasn't anything wrong with that action, but because I could adjust it, and it was all the way as tight as it would go, I didn't want to come down one and not notice anything, so I came down two just to see where's the action at, what's up. Yeah, everything's solid. I mean, it is so smooth, man. These locks, they do such a good job on these. I think I'm gonna go tighter one. I'm gonna go up one. Or maybe I'll just go backward all the way tight. Why not? Because it ran really well and it created some level of a detent with it being up as tight as it can go. There we go. All right, let's match this side. There we go. The Kizer Task. Man, something told me. I knew. I could tell, but I wasn't willing to get down on this thing. I think it's like, I don't know, $80, $90 something. Like, it's up there. Like, they proud of this one. A little over tight on my pivot, I think. Oh, definitely. Yeah, I like it tighter. Make sure I don't have no wiggle. Oh, there's a little bit. There we go. All right, let's get the pocket clip back on. I think it's already set for maximum tension, so I'm not going to mess with it. Let's check these screws. Yep. Yep. I'll wait for centered. Yeah, perfect. Okay. Well, I probably should have oiled it while I was in there. I guess I could put a couple of drops in there. Where's my best access? I think right there. Yep, let's do it. 1, 2, buckle my shoe. We'll let that run down on the bearings. I guess I could have pulled them while I was messing around there. Man, wonderful. All right, well, let's talk about this action. I mean, it's an A plus to an A. Like, it's just that good. Kizer does this clutch lock so well. I mean, they have it down. They have it perfected. It is really good, and it locks up super tight. Yeah, that ain't failing. That ain't going nowhere. That crossbar, I'm pretty sure they call it the clutch lock. Yeah, it's their clutch lock. I don't know, man. I get confused. It's same exact crossbar lock, but everybody's got their own deal for it. You know what I mean? But yeah, slow roll is very pleasing. Spidey flick, yep. Thumb flick, yep. Yeah, it's just legit, man. Yeah, so A plus to an A. I don't know what I would do to make it better. Yeah, I don't know. It's really good. Ergonomics, so very comfortable in hand. The shape of this, I believe it's similar to the Kizer original. It's pretty close, if not the same. But this grip here is very comfortable. The platform for the thumb, not so confident, confident, very confident. I mean, it'll come up to a confident. Doesn't have a true finger guard, so I'm not going to like go all the way up in there with it. But I mean, I'm very locked in on this knife, very comfortable. Nice reverse grip that I can cap. Very solid grip here, if this is your thing in this space. And then it gets bonus points for this grip here. Plenty of room for my palm. Cap it with the thumb. Nice power grip here. And a needle of a tip. Yeah. Wonderful. Let's check the pocket clip. Yeah, it's actually a little light in the tension department. And that's even on this thick material. So I'm afraid on standard jean material, it's not going to be up to snuff at all. Yeah, it's really light detent. It is complete, or not detent, but retention. It is completely deep carry. It does disappear down in there, but I got to get some tension on this. So we're going to pull, got the sniffles. We're going to pull this clip and see if I can't squeeze some life into it. I mean, it was suspect, but I thought it would be okay, but yeah, it's going to need some help. All right, let's get our trusty snippets and a rag and see, can we close that gap? That's what we're trying to do. I mean, completely closed it. So we'll see. We'll see what that does. I also am going to take a diamond file and I'm going to run right across the contact patch right there so it's not so smooth. Try to put a little texture on it. And yeah, if you pull this clip and looked under here, you would see where I put some file marks on this. Yeah, so you can see that I've scuffed that up under there, but just running my finger over it, it's going to grab the material 100% better than it was. All right, let's get our screws back in. Because we're raised in the front now, see how that's raised in the front? Definitely want to start with that back screw and get that back screw going and pulling that down so that that front screw doesn't have to bear the brunt of all that tension. And it's easier for the back screw because it's closer. See? Pulled it right up to that scale. Saved that front screw a lot of work. Helps minimize the risk of stripping that front screw out and having issues. Snug that one up, and then we'll snug this back one. And you know, if you look at this space now, it looks about the same as it was. Maybe it's a little closer in there, but what's changed is the tension here. I can barely pick that up now. So let's go to the worst thinnest material and see how we're doing. Yeah, so now it's a dryer clip. Just those two little changes. I ran some lines on the back there and put some tension on it. And I could throw these in a dryer right now and this would tumble around. 30 minutes later, go pull this out and this knife would be right there in that same pocket. Yeah, same thing back here in my spot. So the clip just went from meh to wonderful. Yep. Couple little lines down on that contact patch that you never see unless you take the clip off, but boy does it change how that grips. And then I bent it a little bit, which you can't tell. Yep. But you could tell with the retention of it now. I mean, if that was in my back pocket and I had to roll around or fall down a hill or get in a scuffle, when I reach back for that knife, it's going to be in my back pocket. It's going to be right where I left it. Yep. We checked the lock, but let's wrap on it. And then, what was this steel again? 154, right? Yeah, 154 cm. Kizer factory steel. Big, tall, flat grind. And yeah, it's as sharp as a straight razor. Look at that. Yep, very nice. Very, very, very nice. Task. All right, so are they available and how much? Okay, well, there's a G10 version of this out now with two different steels. There's Nitro V steel, and then there's this 154 cm with G10 sculpted scales. They look scalloped with quite a cool looking little texture on them. The Nitro V version of that G10 knife is $60-ish. The 154 cm version with the G10 scales is like $70. This version with the micarta and the 154 tips just over $80. Yep, that's what I'm finding. And this version's a little harder to find. It's kind of a rare duck. Yep, it's out there, but you got to look a little deeper to find this one. Most of the normal sources are sold out of it. Yep. All right. Well, I have to tell you, I really like this Task. It's a wonderful little pocket knife. And yeah, if you're looking at it and you go, oh, I think I like that, trust me, I think you will. Especially if you've ever handled a drop bear or the Escort or any of a couple of the clutch locks that Kizer does, and you like that action, this has it. Yeah, stunning. Like they wrote the book on it, man. All right, y'all. Appreciate you watching. Hey, before I forget, click that button and where it says subscribe when it pops up, go ahead and do that, man. The best way to support the channel is to subscribe. Hit notifications when new videos drop, you get alerted. Yeah, it's pretty simple, but yeah, it starts by clicking the little DM in the corner, and when the pop-up comes up and it says subscribe, man, come on in and subscribe. Help the channel. Appreciate you.